Litter box.
What was you going to say?
This is Bill in sunny Kansas City, Missouri.
Welcome, Bill.
Boise, Idaho.
The story.
Ed Burley.
This is Jeff in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I know.
Jeff.
Dave here from Ontario, Canada.
What's up from Sacramento?
Raymond from Reno, Nevada. Come meet all the states. Reno.
I told you, I don't know. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, in Clearwater Park.
Tyler from Tennessee.
Lloyd out of Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome, welcome.
Columbia,
We're going
Maryland.
to get started in a minute, so go ahead and just shout out your name.
Hey, hey, everybody. This is Yolanda, Mobile, Alabama.
Hey, Yolanda.
To go through this training.
Fernando, San Francisco.
Chiquita.
289.
Detroit. Peggy from Lee City, Texas. Michelle from Texas.
California.
Julia from Las Vegas.
Hey, Ilya.
Hey,
Oh, dude, you made it. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
Christine, Wisconsin.
Well, that's what it sounds like with 300 people on a party line, all trying to talk to at the same time. So, hey, welcome everybody. Here we are on Monday, the last day of July. How about that? We're rushing right through the year of 2023. And what an exciting year so far. You know, the excitement has just started. And, you know, tonight, everybody's been anticipating, you know, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. We're going to answer those questions tonight. And what I'd like you to do is, if you've got any questions, since we won't be able to open it up, we'll have 300, 400, 500 people on here, won't be able to open it up for individual questions, put them in the chat, and then we'll take the most pressing and pertinent questions and ask them as we move on. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here this evening, and I'm going to turn it over to my partner, our CEO, Mr. Rick Cotton, down in Vero Beach, Florida. Rick, are you around, buddy?
I'm here, Chuck. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate it. I know it's Monday. It's we're just kicking off the week here, but it's an exciting week. We've been working hard behind the scenes, and you know, first off, congratulations to you guys. I think we're at 1,500 opt-ins, and we're still getting 50 a day. It's tempting not to shut this thing down, but the final call is tonight at midnight. And first question is going to be, is it midnight Pacific time? Is it midnight East Coast time? I'll let Eric jump in and answer that in a little bit, but midnight tonight is the last time we're going to opt in, where we have the opportunity to kind of preserve your genealogy as we kind of do this great migration over to Transact. And we couldn't be more blessed tonight. We're going to keep it short tonight because we want you guys to go out there and share those links, bring some new blood in, and also get your team motivated for what we're doing with Transact. But we do have Mr. Richard Smith with us tonight, and he's the star of the show. He's the visionary behind Transact. So I'm going to turn the time over to him, and he's going to give us an overview of what we're getting into and what we're all so excited about. So Richard, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Rick. It's good to be on here with you guys, and we're excited that the pre-launch excitement, the pre-register is coming to an end. It'll be fun to watch what happens with your group as they start making the grants and the rebates, and watch what happens there. It should be very, very exciting. I'm going to share screen now and just really go through what the Transact card ecosystem is all about. Rick, can you see that fine?
Yes, sir. We got it. Yep.
Okay. So real quick, everybody, the Transact card is going to change banking forever. Basically, this simple card, it's a debit card tied to a checking account. It functions exactly like a debit card. It's very easy to load. It's very easy to function. It's got the Visa logo on it. Whenever you tap, swipe, or insert the card, it works flawlessly. Gives you notifications on your phone. You can turn off your card in case it's lost or stolen. You turn it off right there. It's FDIC insured. No, not like Venmo and some of those other wallets that all the kids are using. and some of us have had to migrate into it to pay those kids. This is a banking instrument that actually is tied to a bank. It's fully FDIC insured. The evolution of banking has happened over since the 1700s. The first bank in the United States was established in the 1700s. And it just progressed all the way through. I've got a real cute story about my great grandmother. She used to, when I was just a little shaver, I was probably no more than 4 or 5 actually. And my mom would drop me off at a department store where she used to work in the tea room, and she'd gather her tips up and she'd take me back home with her. And my mom and dad would go out to eat or whatever else, but she'd always go to the bank, leave the car running and run in real quick. And I was just little and it scared me to death. She'd leave the car running. She, of course, locked the doors, but sometimes she was in there for 20 minutes. It only happened 3 times. On the 3rd time, I said, Grandma, why don't you do what my mom does and go to that thing called the drive-up window? And she turned around and scolded me just like that and said, I will never do my banking through a window. I'm always going to make my banker face to face. That evolution of banking has taken place throughout society. She didn't want any part of handing money back and forth through a window. Now the kids today, they don't want anything to do with a bank. In fact, it's very, very possible that one of the biggest faux in all of banking is Capital One decided to turn their banks into a coffee shop, and it failed miserably. Why did they want to change it into coffee shops? They hoped that younger generations, those 2 younger generations, would actually frequent the bank, and they never did. And it was just a miserable flop. Then it became app-based banking in 2011. And now in 2022, 2023, there's a new type of bank, and that's called Finmo banking. We didn't name this. It's actually been created by an association of bankers, the small banks, the regionals, and little local banks. Minority banks are a part of this banking organization as well. And they named us. They actually said, you guys are financial momentum banking, and it's going to revolutionize banking forever. And what does that mean? I'm going to tell you tonight how it works. We're fully secure. We provide a banking platform that is FDIC and bank, FDIC insured. Our Visa logo is proudly on the card itself. There's 3 major brands you need to worry about when you're dealing with any type of banking institution. Number 1 is FDIC. Number 2 is you have a Visa MasterCard logo on it so that they can use those rails. And last but not least, our tranzact card ecosystem and the fact that we're financially momentum banking. What do we mean by financial momentum? Well, I'm going to get to it right here. Every time you present the tranzact card anywhere in the world, now we're only servicing customers in America, but if you go to South America or you go to France on vacation, this card will work just flawlessly anywhere you are. In fact, we had one client go to Romania and it worked just fine. Also, we've had somebody go to Ukraine and do some philanthropic things there, and the tranzact card works flawlessly in Ukraine. Every time you present the card, every dollar you spend, you get a Z-Buck. It's our way of having a reward system. What kind of reward system? It's a reward system that you don't need a quantum computer to figure it out. It's $1 for dollar. So every dollar you spend, you get $1, which is a Z-Buck, or a point that's a Z-Buck. And when you redeem them, they're the same way. You redeem those Z-Bucks 1 purchase at a time, and we'll explain how that works. So it's in the Z Club that all the magic happens. Outside, you swipe the card. Inside, you go to our Z Club. We've right now got a little over 20,000 products on there now. We're loading it up left and right. We should have millions by the time we launch in November. November 12th, 13th, and 14th is when we're actually going to launch. The Z Club is the heart and soul of this. Every time you want to go in and save some money, and it doesn't matter what it is, you will be able to buy products at a deep discount by you burning Z-Bucks. There's 2 ways that you're able to purchase products inside that Z Club. The first way is what we call dual spend or dual buy. We allow you to go in and buy a pair of Puma shoes or Adidas shoes or Nike shoes. You'll be able to use 50 Z bucks and $50 for a $100 pair of shoes. That's kind of pretty typical for a lot of our products that we sell. We'll also have a camper trailer. So that camper trailer right there on the phone is an Airstream, and you'll be able to get that. It retails for $75,000. You'll be able to use 25,000 Z bucks, not quite half, but it's a good buy down, and actually pick up that camper trailer for 50,000 instead of 75,000. And then probably one of the things that I'm most proud of is as we continue to move forward and have Z Club blossom into what it's going to become and what it is becoming. Diapers right now, I took my breath away. Rick and I talked about it a little bit in Vegas because we don't have kids in diapers, but we remember back when. And I remember complaining about them being $23, $24 for diapers, and now they're $53 for a box. Well, not here at Tranzact Card. You're going to be able to use 27 Z bucks and get those diapers for $26. And what does that do for a single mom or parents that have 2-3 kids in diapers, which happens not regularly right now anymore, but it does happen from time to time. We also have all these name brands already under contract. Notice the ones that are even behind. So you got Milwaukee, and you got New Balance, and you've got Under Armour and Prada and all those types of brands, Dell Computer. You've also got the GoPros, the Ray-Bans. All these products are going to be inside a Z Club that you'll be able to use either a dual spend or one of the more impressive things that we're going to do, and I'm going to show you right now, is the flash sale. The flash sales are very interesting. We'll get access to products and services that we get a screaming deal on. And we take those products down and we turn around and we make it even a better screaming deal for our Tranzact Card members. How? Well, it's quite simple. We have a flash sale, and we've already done this a couple of hundred times, but we brought in Ray-Ban sunglasses and got a screaming deal on it. So we got them for a great price. And so we uploaded them onto Tranzact Cards Z Club, and we sold them for the full MSRP, the full retail price of those sunglasses for $120. Well, it wasn't dollars at all. We just did Z bucks. So your cash isn't good here. Basically, if you don't have 120 Z bucks, you couldn't get those glasses. We've also done it with laptops and cell phones. That particular laptop sells for $1,100, but we don't sell it for dollars at all. It's Z bucks only. So your cash good here. And then of course, Louis Vuitton. That's the one we haven't got done yet, but it's coming up quick. And we're going to sell a Louis Vuitton and a few other high-end luxury items such as Louis Vuitton for nothing but Z bucks. Most people won't pay a purse for $23.70, but if you only were doing Z bucks, then you were talking. There's all kinds of testimonials about flash sales that have already happened in Tranzact. Now that you're going to come along, you guys will be able to participate in these. We do it at irregular experiences. So sometimes we'll do them in the morning, sometimes we'll do them in the evening, kind of break it up so everybody gets a chance to just pop on and see, oh wow, there's a flash sale there, I want to buy. When we launch this fall in November, it'll all be done by push notifications to the app. So every time we have a flash sale, we'll do a push notification to your app. There'll be a little red dot that comes up on your app itself, and you'll know, wow, I either got paid or there's a flash sale going on, and you'll check out your app and be able to participate in the flash sales. We've also done a couple of other things. We 7-day and 6-night exclusive resort stays that we're going to have our first one next week, it looks like. And we're also taking down a full boat where you can get on that boat, but your cash isn't good here. So the inner rooms that retail for about $500 per person for a 7-day cruise for 500 Z-Bucks. Or you could go all the way up to a balcony that's $2,500 per person. You'll be able to get it for 2,500 Z-Bucks per person. Of course, it's double occupancy. But on top of that, you might be able to, for the first time in your life, be able to get the presidential suite. And that presidential suite, $15,000, and you have to have 2 people staying in it. So that's a pretty pricey price tag. And you probably wouldn't want to spend that much cash, but if you've already earned your Z-Bucks by swiping your card, you may want to get into some of those nicer suites on that boat. Then there's one other thing that we talk about briefly, and John goes over this very quickly. But there's another aspect to this. We call what happens with the Z-Bug and the Z-Club power spending. So it gives you doubling your buying power. There's also power savings. So this little card does 3 unique things that are kind of unthought of and never been done before. There's transact up, where when you present this card, you can roll up to the nearest dollar. You've heard that all the time whenever you're talking about charities or stuff. Hey, would you like to roll up to the nearest dollar and donate to so-and-so? Well, how about rolling up to the nearest dollar and donating to your power savings account? And so you're basically taking it from your checking account into your power savings account, and then it starts growing and compounding in an aggressive way. It's a lot like Acorn. Then we have Transact Back. We have relationships with over 300 bricks and mortar merchants that when you present this card at a restaurant like Olive Garden or getting a coffee at Starbucks, not only get $1 for $1, but those restaurants and many, many other locations will actually put a direct deposit into your power savings account of cash to help build up your savings account. And then we have Z forwarding. Every time you redeem a Z-Buck and you use this card to do it. So when you go into the Z Club and you do the cash portion, or you go into the Z Club and you just use Z-Bucks for the flash sale, we take 2% and we put it in your power savings account. That power savings account grows and compounds on a monthly basis. It's tied to a REIT. It's a very unique REIT. It's not going to take out loans and mortgages. It's just going to grow and expand and make money for and behalf of the individuals that are members of Transact Card. Why are we doing this? Because Americans don't save money like they could, and it's tough. When you're working from 9 to 5 and we're working from paycheck to paycheck, it's sometimes very, very difficult to have a savings account. All you got to do is use this card and you'll actually build up a savings account. My son, my 18-year-old son, graduated from high school this year. He wanted one of his own Transact cards. He said, I'm going to be one of the first kids to swipe his way to becoming a millionaire, because I'm not going to touch anything inside of power savings. I'm just going to let it compound and grow, Dad, until I'm 65 years old. We'll see what happens there. But it's a powerful, powerful mechanism. It grows exponentially on a monthly basis, and the rates of return are going to be staggering in comparison to what you normally get with a standard CD or savings account with a standard bank. Why? It's the right thing to do. It's financial momentum banking. Now, this isn't the end of all the products we have. It's the beginning. So we're going to have lines of credits. We're going to tackle small little microloans and kind of try to get people to not go to those check cashing places and maybe come to our DBOs and say, hey, I need a loan and I'm a member, and let them have microloans. We'll also have credit cards, auto loans, and yes, of course, we're even going to do mortgages. Why? Once again, it's financial momentum. It's the right thing to do. This whole thing costs $25 a year. So we have free shipping on our products. And so if you want to compare it to anything, compare it to a Costco membership or a Sam's Club membership or even a Prime membership. It's $25 a year and we give you 500 Z-Bucks. You heard that right. You come in, your customers come in for $25, we give them 500 Z-Bucks. They could have turned around right away and bought a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses for $120 and they would have been very, very much in the profit and still had 375 Z-Bucks to spend. And of course, every time they swipe this card, they're also going to get an additional Z-Buck. And right now, we're going to do an introductory offer where we double Z-Bucks for all those that come in before the pre-launch is finished. And so instead of getting 1 Z-Buck for every dollar you spend, you'll get 2. And that ends November when we launch. And the last promo we have is it's $25 a year. But anybody that comes in as a TCM will get 25 years or $25 for life. They'll get the double Z-Bucks for a year, of course, and they'll never have to come up with $25 again. And on their anniversary of when they signed up, they'll get 500 Z-Bucks, even though they don't come up with $25. It's our way of saying thank you for putting up with us as we're in this pre-launch and we're just blowing and going and everything's not functioning absolutely perfect. It's working very, very well. We've got a lot of people that are absolutely loving what they're getting, but we've kind of done a pioneer stage. And you guys are getting the tail end of the pioneer stage, and we couldn't be happier to have you guys as a team. There's also a referral program, and this is very, very key to anybody that wants to be a DBO. So let's say a Tranzact card member, they're not making any money. They're not going to be owning a digital branch office, but they have a card and they found out, holy crud, I could have bought a MacBook Pro, but I didn't have enough Z-Bucks. They can go refer it to their friends. As soon as their friends load the card up for the first time and swipe it, they get a referral program of 500 Z-Bucks one time for bringing that member aboard. And that, of course, is income to you, because when they get on board, we pay you as if you were the ones that brought them in. There's 3 major buckets of way we grow in this business, the core pillars, Tranzact members, the referral program, digital branch offices. That's people that actually want to make a business out of this and make money a lot like a bank. Every time the Tranzact card is presented, a Z-Bucks being earned, people will make money, a residual reoccurring income, because people will be swiping this card because it's a value proposition better than they've ever seen before. And then we've got national influencers. We actually have tens of thousands of clients already starting to come into this through our influencers. It's athletes, it's entertainers, it's political persuasions, both sides, both Democrat and Republican. We go to those influencers. They love it because they can create a residual income for their whatever they want to do with it. And we match them up with our digital branches. This is called enticement, and we're not going to talk too much about it, but everybody that's on the line now will be able to participate that in a very aggressive manner. And as you guys are on board, we'll talk more and more about it, because it's an absolutely no-brainer to somebody that wants to build a business here at Tranzact Card, because you're going to have customers given to you based on matching them up to customers that you bring for yourself. The business opportunity, which will be a franchise, I should have scribbled that plus $150 a month. That's going to change some, in fact, quite a bit. It's going to be a percentage of your income, because we're moving into becoming a franchise. That's going to be down the track. So that $150 will never be charged to you, and you can just disregard it. It's $495, and when you sign up 3 DBOs yourself, there's a rebate that gets given back to you. that rebate comes directly to you. And so you're now working on house money, is what people like to say. You get all kinds of support for that, but the $150 a month is not going to be ever charged to you. So I just want to let you know that. This is why people lose sleep at night. There is money. The average college student swipes their debit card about $1,500 a month. The average person in the continental United States, not where Rick lives, down there in Florida, that coast, all the way up to Maine, you guys are in a higher bracket. You swipe the card a whole lot more than the people in the continental United States. Also on the West Coast, from California all the way to Washington, you too are in a different bucket. You're much, much higher than $3,500 a month. There's some people that are on fixed incomes, like on Social Security. Aunt B's only swiping her card $1,000 a month. Bev's a college student. She's swiping her card $1,500. And Steve's the national average is between $3,200 and $3,800 a month. The average household spends. You make 15 basis points. So you add it all up. Notice we didn't say anything about Erica's spend, because Erica doesn't get paid on Erica. Her swipe would go to her, whatever DBO brought her to the table, but there's $9 being paid in commission. Well, that's only on 3 people. We're going to match them up and bring a lot more customers to you as we match Erica's customers with our influencer customers. And this income will dwarf $9. It could be $15, $20, $25, $30, $50 a month as we continue to grow and as people refer, as Erica continues to grow that. Now, here's the crazy thing. Yeah, she's making $9 per month. That doesn't seem like a lot of money, but 10 people or above her will also make $9 a month. Residual reoccurring income. We're not selling a lotion, potion, powder, and peel here. I know Rick wouldn't have done that. Rick's not doing that with any of his businesses. And so we pay on people buying the things they need and they want. You pay for your light bill, you pay for your Wi-Fi, you pay for whatever you're paying for anyway with the debit card. Erica gets paid, and so does 10 additional people. As you grow this, you can. As you grow this, 3 customers and 3 DBOs, you're cash flow positive. And as we blanket the United States with a better card than any other bank card they have in their wallet, what's your slice of the American pie? My wife asked me that when we were first married. Richard, what's your slice of the American pie? I thought about it and I said, all I want to do is make the pie bigger. If I make the pie enormous, I don't care what my slice is. I'll have as much as I can eat in leftovers. That is what we're doing here at Tranzact Card. We are creating a system where the customers are getting a value proposition they never thought they'd get from a banking institution. And we're paying individuals to become our digital branch offices. And that's our promise to you as we build this out. As this covers the United States, what's your piece of the American pie? What do you want to get to it? What's the next steps? Get back to the person that brought you, which is Rick. Sign up, become a digital, get yourself on the list by midnight tonight, because that's the way this is going to build. And get your free customers and get your free DBOs and start watching the leverage takeover as you make money, much like a bank. When people talk to me all the time, they're like, that doesn't seem like very much money. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do banks make money? Well, yeah, but that doesn't seem like very much money. It's a lot of money because you're leveraging it through a whole organization, a community of card members, and you make money every time one of those card members swipe. Let's go change the world one swipe at a time. And with that, Rick, I'm going to turn off the slideshow, turn it back over to you and tell you, thank you very much. I love the integrity of not only you, my man, but your entire team and what you're bringing to them and what you brought to them in the past. thank you for letting me give the presentation of what Transact Card's all about. And I can't wait to meet all of you in Las Vegas coming the middle of November.
Awesome, Richard. Well, I appreciate it. Great presentation as always. And the opt-ins are pouring in as you must be doing something right and checking some boxes, because I think there's been 20 or 30 of them on this call already. And so exciting stuff. So guys, I did clarify with Eric, it is 12 o'clock Pacific time. So it gives you guys a few more hours on the East Coast here to kind of plug away. And we're going to keep this kind of short so you guys can go out there and make some magic happen before we shut this off. But I know there's some questions that are coming in. The first question, I'll handle this one, Richard. What about the Loop players and the business model with Loop? Guys, I know you've been waiting on that. I know some of you guys are anxious about that. I'd say there's an incredible business model that's been prototyped. It's worked phenomenally, and Bill Toth and Sean Driscoll are going to be kind of heading that up for us. And we're going to do that after this week, right? Because this week's all about the transition. It's about getting you guys into Tranzact. We've been doing our own little opt-in internally to kind of preserve what you guys have built. But we're going to get you guys across that bridge this week. And then next week, we'll set up some calls specifically. If you were part of the Loop business model and you have Loop players out there, businesses to approach, we're going to give you kind of a playbook to just go out there and approach those businesses. And even if you don't, our last call, somebody asked a great question. I have this business, it applies to every Loop players. Obviously are great because we're going to be advertising the Transact card on there, but just any business works, right? Get a business owner signed up and let's figure out how to go get their customers and build another profit center for that business. So tune into those calls, even if you're not part of Loop. So that was the first question we had tonight. So not a definitive answer, but trust me, the following week, we're going to dive into that. Richard, here's one that came in that you can answer maybe. After midnight, we shut this thing down on our end. How long will it take for them to be able to actually sign up and start to get their Transact cards? And I'll add another junction in there too. Is the credit facility going to be available, and how does that work?
Yeah, after midnight tonight, we'll start migrating everybody over and make sure that the positions are right. We'll be communicating with Rick and the team throughout the whole thing, both on financing, and yes, it's going to be a part of this, absolutely, as well as how quickly we can get you installed. That'll be forthcoming, and Rick will let you know right away. It should be this week.
Okay, guys, listen, this is a brand new venture with some huge momentum. It's an incredible vision, and whenever you're starting something new, when you're an early adopter, there needs to be an exercise of patience. And I know that's not always easy to do. And again, we've pivoted on this journey thus far. I guarantee you there'll be some more pivots as we go. But the goal is, correct me if I'm wrong, is to get you guys all available this week to go ahead and claim your spots, and also hopefully the financing is available where you can just click and be available, and then pay. You can just pony up a credit card too, which I think a lot of you guys will do. But there will be financing available, which kind of opens up the door, I think, to everybody. But just real quick, Richard, how will that financing work? If you can just get a little bit of color to that.
Yeah, basically everybody will be able to come in for a TCM, and what that means is you'll be a Transact card member. We'll get you through KYC. That immediately gives you approval for the loan. We're not going to check your credit score. None of those things will take place. We're not going to affect your credit. We'll offer financing. If you get through our KYC and you have a cell phone, you're going to get financing with us. So just hang tight. We're going to make sure that this works flawlessly, because we know the momentum. We've already had momentum with the 495s, with the banking institutions and the platform offering financing for your business opportunity. That's a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. Marie had a great question about the 1,000 first positions. Guys, listen, I said this in the last call. We tried to squeeze in under those founders positions. We didn't make the window. It just is what it is, but we're going to do something on our end as far as customer acquisition to kind of make up for that. So, there's still an urgency to be part of those first 1,000. Not everybody's going to make it based on the number of volume that we have right now. So when you do get the opportunity to opt in or come across, whether it's financing or the credit card, I encourage you to take it. The innovator packs that the Transact is offering right now are phenomenal, but we're going to help those along the way. We're going to do something as a team, just a team promotion, if you would, and kind of help make up that difference, because I know you guys came in on that premise and we understand that. Unfortunately, we just missed that deadline. So
Thank you, Rick. And those innovator packages are going to be priceless. It'll make it'll make some great income for people. As we'll start telling you what that is, what the innovator package is as you're signing up. We'll do some training on that. You guys will be very, very pleased at what transact cards bringing to you, plus what Rick's giving you. It's staggering. So you guys are getting very well taken care of from Rick's side.
Yeah, guys. And so we're going to do, I mean, this is what we do. We've never done this before. We put our hands in Richard's hands and transact. We love this business opportunity. You know, I was an ISO, which is kind of a merchant provider at one time as a small stint, and I still get from swipes, right? This was credit card, which is coming down the pipe, but I still get mailbox checks of $500, $600, and this was years ago. Right. So I understand the power of swipes. And so I love this project. I love this vision. I know that we're early in this and there's going to be pivots along the way, but we're going to build a group and we're going to treat you guys like a group if you're on, you know, with IHUB, and that's what we do. So it is the first time we've ever done this, but we are going to take care of it. Chuck, did you have something?
So, Richard, a couple of questions that came in that are on everybody's mind. Free shipping. We heard about free shipping, and maybe you left that off the
I didn't leave it off. I just was very brief with it. So there'll be free shipping for all the products that we have on board, and we couldn't be more excited about that. So for $25, you get basically the same thing as Prime plus 500 Z-Bucks. Wow.
Right. Yeah. And the other thing that I got a lot of questions in the chat about was just a little bit clearer explanation about the $150 a month.
There is no $150 a month that's going away. It's going to be a royalty of what you make, just like every other franchise, and it's going to be nominal. Such as if you're making $10,000 a month with us, it'll probably be $100. So don't worry about the money.
Right. Yeah. So it'll just be a small percentage, just like every franchise is. Right.
Yep. Exactly the same.
And so that whole thing about enrolling 3 DBOs and that going away, that's just going to go away, period. And then
no, 3 DBOs, you don't have to worry about that at all. Part of what we're doing is just going to change it all together. The finances wants us to, the franchises want us to, so we're doing it. Don't worry about it. I wish I would have had that removed before I got online today, but it will be removed right away. So breaking news here.
And the only other thing is that the process of getting a card, I know that there's a KYC. Now, a lot of people that are on here, 450 odd people, don't know what KYC is.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, we use our own little language here, and it's kind of like going into Starbucks and saying, I want a 20 ounce, and they say, oh, you mean you want a venti? So KYC is know your customer, and basically you're able to do it on your phone. In fact, use your phone. You'll have to hold up your driver's license next to your face. It should take less than 3 minutes to do it. We get about 90% through. Sometimes we got to hold your hand a little bit. We'll be communicating with you, but 60 to 70% of them go through no sweat. And there's a step-by-step process that walks you through knowing your customer. When you go open up in a bank account in a bricks and mortar bank, they're knowing your customer when you pull out your driver's license and they have you fill out the paperwork. That's what KYC means. And sorry about having my own vernacular, but that's what it means. And we're able to do it online. It's kind of state-of-the-art system that allows us to know who you are and make sure you're not a bad actor and on the watch list. And so,
and the other thing was Z-Bucks don't expire, correct?
Never
Expire. Okay.
They don't.
Guys, that's all I've got. I mean, the other thing that people asked about was, how do I get signed up? How do I get signed up? How do I get signed up? So, Eric, you might want to show that.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
hey guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for having me on. Love these guys. Love this team. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, guys. We've been shooting out emails for the last 3 weeks, a couple times a day. So if you haven't received an email, definitely go ahead and log into your IHUB back office. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, great. So so number one is you'll see a big promo right here. You can also access it from any other opportunity via the IHUB Marketplace drop-down menu, or in the side panel here, you'll see a menu item for transact card. But that'll bring you over to this mini dashboard that we put together, which allows you not only to go ahead and opt in. So if you click here, This is where you can opt in. And if you selected a card member before and you want to switch to a DBO, you can do that, or back and forth, whatever you'd like. But it's going to have to be done before midnight tonight, because once that happens, we're going to take all of the opt-ins. We're going to pass that over to transact card. And that's going to be what maintains the genealogy when we open up the official registration, based on what Richard said, hopefully sometime this week. We're also tracking all the people who opted in under you. And that's so kind of goes to show how we're going to pass that data over to them. We also have the ability, if you have any people, real quick, before we close this opt-in, you want to share that with someone who is outside of IHUB. If they don't have an IHUB account with IHUB Travel or Meta or Helium Opportunity, and they were never a part of IHUB, you can invite them via into the transact opportunity, which will allow them to sign up into IHUB, make them a part of your team, and direct them to the opt-in process, which essentially, guys, is real easy. You go ahead and claim your spot. If you haven't done this, this is what we're talking about right now. That is going to close at midnight tonight PST time. So if you haven't opted in, go to transact.ihub.global. Here's the URL here, or you can access it just like I mentioned by going to your IHUB marketplace and your IHUB back office, going to transact card, and you want to make sure you choose which option you have. Just like Richard said, we were just notified that there will be no 150 a month, so we'll go ahead and clean that up as well. But this process is going to close tonight here, guys. So make sure you reach out to your teams, get those last opt-ins in, because once it closes, we're going to pass that data off to transact card, and we're going to start working with them on opening up that registration. Any questions there?
You know, Eric, I guess the only other thing, and Rick, that we talked about this earlier, that if once we move everything over, and yes, we're waiting for the finance program, but if somebody wanted to go ahead and spend the $495, they don't have to wait, right?
Yeah, that's a question I really don't have the answer to, Chuck, because again, everything on our end is on our end. Transact, they have their own tech team, their own thing, their own processes. And again, you guys know how fast we jump through hoops. So, Richard said it's going to happen this week. I just be patient. You will get emails from us updating you guys, because we'll probably do a lot of the marketing. But there is a chance that there will be another little leeway in the transact system to preserve genealogy. I just don't have visibility to that yet. So I don't want to give you guys the wrong answer on that. So just stay tuned, push hard till midnight tonight, and then there'll be communications going out. If not tomorrow, definitely by Wednesday, we'll be giving you guys the roadmap.
Yeah, and then Thursday, we'll do a big update call. So a lot of updates on Thursday. But there's a lot of people are chomping at the bit and got their credit cards out. And they go, I want to pay tonight. I want to pay tonight. so just,
yeah, no doubt.
Just,
I
just be patient.
Yeah. So good deal. Any other questions? Did you guys have anything else come in, Michael, Eric?
No, I think that's it, guys. The goal right now is to opt in. You know how we operate. We work quickly. We're going to work with Transact as fast as possible to open up this registration. We're going to press. And you guys will get notifications via text message, via email, the second that it's available to you. The people who've opted in are going to be the people who are notified first, right? If you opted into DBO, we're going to direct you to the DBO sign up. If you opted in for a card membership, we'll direct you to that. And then the rest of the community will follow after. So that's the purpose of the opt-in. Plus, we're maintaining the genealogy for you guys, and you'll be notified as soon the second it's available. I promise.
I want to make one more point before we kind of close out here. If you guys have listen, maybe you didn't quite get it at first, but you said, hey, listen, I want to get my reward points for Loop, so I'm gonna at least get a card. Because if you don't get a card, we can't give you, and we can't deliver Z-Bucks, right? So maybe, but now you see the opportunity, you want to be a digital branch office, you can go back in your back office and switch that. So you can toggle back and change that if you want to. Just so be aware of that. If you originally opted in for TCM, just a card, you can change that to a DBO. Eric will show you right here. There you go. Okay.
We all done?
All right. Thank you, Eric, for that. You're muted. I don't know if you're talking.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah. All right. All good.
All right, good. Well, guys, have a blessed night. We got till midnight. Let's press, and we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow night as well. So God bless you guys. Onward and upward, as we say.
Real good. Hey
night,
guys, don't forget about our ERC meeting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here, same channel, same spot. So bring a friend and learn all about the most incredible money-making opportunity I've ever seen in my life, and it's just changed lives. So come and join us, and come and hang out with us. So with that, I will open it up and we can all say goodnight to one another and go
Thanks,
back to
Doug.
work. Go back to work.
Good
night, So-
everyone.
Thank you.
Good
night.
Sounds amazing.
Good
Can't
everyone.
wait.
Eric,
Thank
Rico.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good night,
Everybody.
everybody.
Midnight.
See you tomorrow.
Good night, guys. Appreciate it.
ERC.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
Good night. Good night, Chuck.
Tomorrow.
Good night, Eric Z. Good night, Michael Stern. Thank y'all so much for the info.
Good night. Good night, Yolanda.
Good night, Ia. See you tomorrow.
Night, good night.
Night, Chuck.
Hey, buddy. You're driving home?
What's that?
Already home. You're already home?
Yeah, I just gotta hit the phones.
Yeah, hit the phones. Hit the phones. Okay. Okay, see you, Dr. K. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.